Welcome to this review of Homeowners Insurance, Mastering Policy Coverages and Exclusions, a key topic for the Property and Casualty exam, brought to you by Birdsey, your AI-powered study partner. In this video, we'll cover standard coverages in homeowners policies, common exclusions and limitations, key endorsements and exam essentials, and more. Be sure to like and subscribe for more exam prep, and don't miss what's happening in the lower corner. It could be key to passing your exam. Let's dive in.
Homeowner as policy forms and structure. Homeowner policy types HO2 through HO8. Which homeowner policy form is specifically designed for older homes with replacement cost exceeding market value? Is it A, HO2, B, HO8, C, HO3, or D, HO5? The answer is B, HO8. HO8 policies are tailored for older homes where the replacement cost is higher than the market value, providing functional replacement cost coverage. What type of coverage does an HO3 policy provide for personal property? Is it A, open perils, B, all risk, C, named perils, or D, comprehensive? The answer is C, named perils. HO3 policies provide named perils coverage for personal property, meaning only specific perils listed in the policy are covered.
Have you noticed the code in the bottom corner? Next time you're stumped, take that code to birdsey.ai for immediate help and a free study session with Birdsey, your personal AI study partner. Plus, you'll get access to hundreds of additional questions, helping you move closer to passing your exam with confidence. The next time you're feeling unsure or stuck, give it a try.
Which homeowner policy form provides the broadest coverage for both the dwelling and personal property? Is it A, HO2, B, HO4, C, HO6, or D, HO5? The answer is D, HO5. HO5 policies offer the broadest coverage, providing open perils coverage for both the dwelling and personal property. A homeowner with an HO4 policy experiences a fire that damages their rented apartment. What type of coverage would apply to their personal belongings? Is it A, named perils, B, open perils, C, liability, or D, loss of use? The answer is A, named perils. HO4 policies provide named perils coverage for personal property, covering specific perils like fire. Which homeowner policy form is typically used for tenants renting an apartment? Is it A, HO2, B, C, HO4, or D, HO6? The answer is C, HO4. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, HO4 is specifically for renters, but the term tenants might confuse some into thinking of other policies. Which homeowner policy form is specifically designed for condominium unit owners? Is it A, HO2, B, HO6, C, HO4, or D, HO8? The answer is B, HO6. The HO6 policy form is tailored for condominium unit owners, providing coverage for personal property and interior structures not covered by the condominium association's master policy. What type of coverage does an HO5 policy provide for personal property? Is it A, named perils, B, basic perils, C, open perils, or D, limited perils? The answer is C, open perils. An HO5 policy provides open perils coverage for personal property, meaning it covers all risks except those specifically excluded. Policy structure and key definitions. What is the primary purpose of the declarations page in a homeowner's policy? Is it A, to summarize key policy details, B, to list all covered perils, C, to explain policy exclusions, or D, to provide claim filing instructions? The answer is A, to summarize key policy details. The declarations page provides a summary of the policy, including the insured's details, coverage limits, and policy period. Which section of a homeowner's policy outlines the perils insured against? Is it A, declarations, B, insuring agreement, C, exclusions, or D, conditions? The answer is B, insuring agreement. The insuring agreement specifies the perils covered by the policy, detailing what is protected. What is typically included in the conditions section of a homeowner's policy? Is it A, list of covered perils, B, summary of coverage limits, C, obligations of the insured and insurer, or D, policy exclusions? The answer is C, obligations of the insured and insurer. The conditions section outlines the responsibilities of both the insurer and the insured, such as premium payments and claim procedures. A homeowner reviews their policy and notices a section detailing what is not covered. Which section are they likely reading? Is it A, declarations, B, insuring agreement, C, conditions, or D, exclusions? The answer is D, exclusions. The exclusions section specifies what the policy does not cover, helping the insured understand limitations. In a homeowner's policy, which section might incorrectly be assumed to include the policyholder's responsibilities? Is it A, declarations, B, insuring agreement, C, exclusions, or D, conditions? The answer is A, declarations. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The declarations page summarizes key details, but the conditions section actually outlines responsibilities. What is the primary function of the insuring agreement in a homeowner's policy? Is it A, to outline the coverage provided by the insurer, B, to list the policyholder's responsibilities, C, to detail the exclusions of the policy, or D, to provide contact information for claims? The answer is A, to outline the coverage provided by the insurer. The insuring agreement outlines the coverage provided by the insurer, specifying what is covered under the policy. It is a key component that defines the insurer's obligations. A homeowner finds a section in their policy that lists specific events like fire and theft. Which section are they reviewing? Is it A, exclusions, B, conditions, C, perils insured against, or D, declarations? The answer is C, perils insured against. The homeowner is reviewing the perils insured against section, which lists specific events covered by the policy, such as fire and theft.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsey.
Property coverages A to C. Coverage A, dwelling and attached structures. What does coverage A, dwelling, typically cover in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, the physical structure of the home and attached structures, B, personal property within the home, C, liability protection for injuries on the property, or D, additional living expenses if the home is uninhabitable? The answer is A, the physical structure of the home and attached structures. Coverage A. Dwelling covers the physical structure of the home and any attached structures, such as a garage or deck. Which of the following is not typically covered under Coverage A, dwelling? Is it A, attached garage, B, main residence, C, detached shed, or D, built-in appliances? The answer is C, detached shed. Coverage A does not cover detached structures. These are typically covered under Coverage B. How is the coverage limit for Coverage A, dwelling, typically determined? Is it A, market value of the home, B, cost to rebuild the home, C, original purchase price of the home, or D, assessed tax value of the home? The answer is B, cost to rebuild the home. The coverage limit is usually based on the cost to rebuild the home, not its market value or purchase price. After a storm, a tree falls and damages the attached garage. Which coverage would address the repair costs? Is it A, Coverage A, dwelling, B, Coverage B, other structures, C, Coverage C, personal property, or D, Coverage D, loss of use? The answer is A, Coverage A, dwelling. Coverage A, dwelling covers the main structure and attached structures like garages. If a homeowner adds a new deck attached to their house, under which coverage would it be insured? Is it A, Coverage B, other structures, B, Coverage C, personal property, C, Coverage D, loss of use, or D, Coverage A, dwelling? The answer is D, Coverage A, dwelling. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The deck is part of the dwelling once attached, even though it might seem like an other structure. What does Coverage A, dwelling, primarily protect against in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, personal liability claims, B, physical damage to the home, C, loss of personal belongings, or D, temporary living expenses? The answer is B, physical damage to the home. Coverage A, dwelling, primarily protects against physical damage to the structure of the home and any attached structures, such as a garage or deck. After a fire, the main house and the attached garage are both damaged. Which coverage would typically handle the repair costs? Is it A, Coverage A, dwelling, B, Coverage B, other structures, C, Coverage C, personal property, or D, loss of use? The answer is A, Coverage A, dwelling. Coverage A, dwelling, covers the main house and any attached structures, like garages, for damage from covered perils such as fire. Coverage B, other structures. Does Coverage B, other structures, typically cover in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, detached structures like garages and sheds, B, the main dwelling itself, C, personal property inside the home, or D, liability for injuries on the property? The answer is A, detached structures like garages and sheds. Coverage B, other structures, typically covers structures on the property that are not attached to the main dwelling, such as a detached garage or a shed. Which of the following is not typically covered under Coverage B, other structures? Is it A, a detached garage, B, a fence surrounding the property, C, a detached building used for business, or D, a gazebo in the backyard? The answer is C, a detached building used for business. Coverage B does not cover structures used for business purposes, such as a home office in a detached building. How is the coverage limit for Coverage B, other structures, usually determined? Is it A, as a fixed dollar amount, B, as a percentage of Coverage A limit, C, based on the market value of the structures, or D, equal to the coverage A limit? The answer is B, as a percentage of coverage A limit. Coverage B is typically a percentage of the coverage A limit, often around 10%, but this can vary by policy. John has a detached garage on his property that he uses to store personal items. Is this structure covered under coverage B? Other structures? Is it A? Yes, because it is a detached structure used for personal purposes. B. No, because it is not attached to the main dwelling. C. Yes, but only if it is used for business purposes. Or D. No, because it's used for storage. The answer is A. Yes, because it is a detached structure used for personal purposes. Detached garages used for personal storage are covered under coverage B, as they are not attached to the main dwelling. Can a swimming pool be covered under coverage B, other structures? Is it A? No, swimming pools are always excluded. B. Yes, but only if they are above ground. C. No, they are covered under personal property. Or D. Yes, if the policy includes them as separate structures. The answer is D. Yes, if the policy includes them as separate structures. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, coverage B can include swimming pools, but coverage depends on the policy terms and whether the pool is considered a separate structure. What type of structures are typically covered under coverage B, other structures, in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, attached garage, B, detached garage, C, main residence, or D, personal property inside the home? The answer is B, detached garage. Coverage B typically covers structures on the property that are not attached to the main dwelling, such as detached garages, sheds, and fences. Sarah has a gazebo in her backyard that is not attached to her house. Under which coverage would this structure fall in her homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, coverage A, dwelling, B, coverage C, personal property, C, coverage B, other structures, or D, coverage D, loss of use? The answer is C, coverage B, other structures. Coverage B, other structures, covers structures that are not attached to the main dwelling, such as gazebos, which are separate from the house. Coverage C, personal property and special limits. What is the primary purpose of coverage C in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, to cover personal property owned by the insured, B, to cover the dwelling structure, C, to cover liability claims against the insured, or D, to cover additional living expenses? The answer is A, to cover personal property owned by the insured. Coverage C provides protection for personal property owned or used by the insured, covering losses due to specific perils. What is the typical limit for theft of jewelry under coverage C in a standard homeowner's policy? Is it A, $500, B, $1,000, C, $1,500, or D, $2,500? The answer is C, $1,500. Standard policies often limit coverage for theft of jewelry to $1,500 unless additional coverage is purchased. John's home was burglarized and his laptop was stolen. Under coverage C, what aspect of his policy will determine the compensation he receives? Is it A, the deductible amount, B, special limits for electronics, C, the replacement cost of the laptop, or D, the age of the laptop? The answer is B, special limits for electronics. The compensation is determined by the policy's special limits for electronics, which may cap the payout unless additional coverage is purchased. Which of the following items is typically subject to a special limit under coverage C? Is it A, furniture, B, Clothing. C. Kitchen appliances. Or D. Firearms. The answer is D. Firearms. Firearms are often subject to special limits, typically capped at $2,500 for theft. Under coverage C, which factor might limit the payout for a stolen artwork collection? Is it A, the policy deductible, B, the age of the artwork, C, special limits for valuable items, or D, the appraised value? The answer is C, special limits for valuable items. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Special limits apply to certain categories, and artwork often requires additional coverage to ensure full value is covered. What is the primary coverage provided by coverage C in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, personal property, B, dwelling structure, C, liability protection, or D, loss of use? The answer is A, personal property. Coverage C primarily covers personal property owned or used by the insured, providing protection against risks like theft or damage. Emily's expensive watch was stolen during a burglary. How will coverage C address this loss? Is it A, full replacement cost, B, no coverage, C, subject to special limits, or D, only if scheduled? The answer is C, subject to special limits. Coverage C includes special limits for certain items like jewelry and watches, which may cap the payout below the item's full value.
Don't forget to comment below with your tips, challenges, and thoughts on exam preparation. Your experiences can make a big difference for others.
Liability and loss of use coverages D to F. Coverage D, loss of use. What does coverage D, loss of use, typically cover in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, damage to personal property, B, additional living expenses, C, liability for injuries, or D, medical payments to others? The answer is B, additional living expenses. Coverage D, loss of use, covers additional living expenses incurred when a policyholder's home becomes uninhabitable due to a covered peril. Under what condition does coverage D, loss of use, become applicable? Is it A, when the home is uninhabitable due to a covered peril, B, when the policyholder wants to renovate, C, when the policyholder is on vacation, or D, when the home is sold? The answer is A, when the home is uninhabitable due to a covered peril. Coverage D applies when a covered peril renders the insured's home uninhabitable, necessitating temporary relocation. After a fire, Jane's home is uninhabitable. Which coverage helps with her temporary living expenses? Is it A, coverage A, dwelling, B, coverage B, other structures, C, coverage D, loss of use, or D, coverage E, personal liability? The answer is C, coverage D, loss of use. Coverage D, loss of use, covers Jane's additional living expenses while her home is being repaired due to fire damage. Does coverage D, loss of use, cover loss of rental income? Is it A, no, it never covers rental income, B, yes, always covers rental income, C, only if the tenant defaults, or D, yes, if the property is uninhabitable due to a covered peril? The answer is D, yes, if the property is uninhabitable due to a covered peril. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Coverage D does cover loss of rental income, but only if the rental property is uninhabitable due to a covered peril. Which of the following is not typically covered under coverage D, loss of use? Is it A, hotel expenses, B, restaurant meals, C, home repairs, or D, temporary rental? The answer is C, home repairs. Coverage D does not cover the cost of repairing the home. It covers additional living expenses. What is the primary purpose of coverage D, loss of use, in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, to cover additional living expenses when the home is uninhabitable? B, to cover structural damage to the home? C, to cover liability claims against the homeowner? Or D, to cover medical payments to others? The answer is A, to cover additional living expenses when the home is uninhabitable. Coverage D, loss of use, is designed to cover additional living expenses incurred when a policyholder's home becomes uninhabitable due to a covered peril. After a storm, Mark's home is severely damaged and uninhabitable. Which coverage assists him with temporary housing costs? Is it A, coverage A, dwelling? B, coverage D, loss of use? C, coverage E, personal liability? Or D, coverage F, medical payments? The answer is B, coverage D, loss of use. Coverage D, loss of use, helps cover the cost of temporary housing when a home is uninhabitable due to a covered peril. Coverage E, personal liability. What does coverage E, personal liability, typically cover in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, damage to the insured's own property? B, legal liability for bodily injury or property damage to others? C, medical payments for the insured? Or D, loss of use of the insured's home? The answer is B, legal liability for bodily injury or property damage to others. Coverage E, personal liability, generally covers legal liability for bodily injury or property damage caused to others by the insured. Which of the following is not typically covered under coverage E, personal liability? Is it A, accidental damage to a neighbor's property? B, injury to a guest on the insured's property? C, legal defense costs for a covered claim? Or D, intentional damage caused by the insured? The answer is D, intentional damage caused by the insured. Coverage E does not cover intentional acts by the insured, as liability coverage is meant for accidental incidents. If a tree from the insured's property falls and damages a neighbor's fence, how does coverage E, personal liability, respond? Is it A, covers the damage to the neighbor's fence? B, covers the cost of removing the tree from the neighbor's yard? C, does not cover as it is an act of nature? Or D, only covers if the insured is found negligent? The answer is A, covers the damage to the neighbor's fence. Coverage E would typically cover the damage to the neighbor's fence, as it involves liability for property damage to others. What is the primary purpose of coverage E, personal liability, in a homeowner's policy? Is it A, to cover the insured's medical expenses? B, to cover damage to the insured's own property? C, to protect against financial loss from legal liability? Or D, to provide coverage for loss of use? The answer is C, to protect against financial loss from legal liability. The primary purpose is to protect the insured from financial loss due to legal liability for injury or damage to others. Under coverage E, personal liability, what is the insured's responsibility if they are sued for an incident covered by the policy? Is it A, pay all legal fees out of pocket? B, notify the insurer and cooperate with the defense? C, settle the claim independently? Or D, ignore the lawsuit if it seems frivolous? The answer is B, notify the insurer and cooperate with the defense. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, the insured's responsibility is often misunderstood. The insurer typically handles defense costs and settlements, not the insured. What is the primary function of coverage E, personal liability, in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, to cover damage to the insured's own property? B, to protect against claims for bodily injury or property damage to others? C, to provide coverage for medical expenses of the insured? Or D, to insure against natural disasters? The answer is B, to protect against claims for bodily injury or property damage to others. Coverage E, personal liability, is designed to protect the insured against claims for bodily injury or property damage that they may be legally responsible for. A guest trips over a loose rug in the insured's home and breaks their arm. How does coverage E, personal liability, respond? Is it A, it covers the guest's medical expenses and any legal fees if sued? B, it only covers the cost of replacing the rug? C, it provides no coverage as the injury occurred inside the home? Or D, it covers only if the guest has no health insurance? The answer is A, it covers the guest's medical expenses and any legal fees if sued. Coverage E, personal liability, would cover the legal responsibility for the guest's injury, including medical expenses and potential legal fees. Coverage F, medical payments to others. What is the primary purpose of coverage F, medical payments to others, in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, to cover property damage caused by the insured? B, to pay for medical expenses of guests injured on the insured's property? C, to cover the insured's medical expenses? Or D, to provide liability coverage for the insured? The answer is B, to pay for medical expenses of guests injured on the insured's property. Coverage F is designed to cover medical expenses for guests who are injured on the insured's property, regardless of fault. Under Coverage F, what is the typical time limit for filing a claim for medical payments? Is it A, 30 days, B, 6 months, C, 1 year, or D, 2 years? The answer is C, 1 year. Coverage F typically requires that medical expenses be reported within 1 year of the accident. Does Coverage F, medical payments to others, require the insured to be at fault for the injury? Is it A, no, it does not require fault? B, yes, fault must be established? C, only if the injury is severe? Or D, only if the injured party demands it? The answer is A, no, it does not require fault. Coverage F does not require fault. It pays for medical expenses regardless of who is at fault. A guest trips and falls on your porch, requiring medical attention. How does Coverage F, medical payments to others, apply? Is it A, it will not apply as the guest was clumsy? B, it applies only if the insured is at fault? C, it applies only if the injury is severe? Or D, it applies regardless of fault? The answer is D, it applies regardless of fault. Coverage F will cover the guest's medical expenses regardless of fault, as it is designed for such situations. Can Coverage F, medical payments to others, be used for injuries to the insured's family members? Is it A, yes, it covers all injuries on the property? B, yes, but only if the injury is accidental? C, no, it excludes the insured and family members? Or D, no, it only covers guests? The answer is C, no, it excludes the insured and family members. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Coverage F is often misunderstood to cover anyone injured on the property, but it specifically excludes the insured and their family members. Does Coverage F, medical payments to others, cover injuries to a tenant living in the insured's rental property? Is it A, yes, it covers all injuries on the property? B, no, it does not cover tenants? C, yes, if the tenant is injured in a common area? Or D, no, unless the tenant is a family member? The answer is B. No, it does not cover tenants. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Coverage F typically does not cover tenants, as it is designed for guests or visitors. Tenants are considered residents, not guests. Exclusions and Conditions. Standard exclusions: flood, earthquake, neglect, war, intentional acts. Which of the following is typically excluded from standard homeowners insurance policies? Is it A, fire damage, B, flood damage, C, theft, or D, vandalism? The answer is B, flood damage. Standard homeowners insurance policies usually exclude coverage for damages caused by floods. Separate flood insurance is often required. What type of event is generally not covered by a standard homeowners insurance policy? Is it A, hailstorm, B, lightning strike, C, earthquake, or D, windstorm? The answer is C, earthquake. Earthquakes are typically not covered by standard homeowners insurance policies and require separate earthquake insurance. After a severe storm, a homeowner discovers their basement flooded. They file a claim with their standard homeowners insurance. What is the likely outcome? Is it A, the claim is approved for full coverage, B, the claim is partially covered, C, the claim is approved with a deductible, or D, the claim is denied? The answer is D, the claim is denied. Standard homeowners insurance policies typically exclude flood damage, so the claim would likely be denied unless separate flood insurance is in place. Which of the following is an intentional act that would likely be excluded from coverage under a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, arson committed by the homeowner, B, accidental kitchen fire, C, tree falling on the house, or D, water damage from a burst pipe? The answer is A, arson committed by the homeowner. Intentional acts, such as arson, are typically excluded from coverage under homeowners insurance policies. Which of the following events is typically not covered by a standard homeowners insurance policy due to being considered an intentional act? Is it A, a tree falling on the house, B, a lightning strike causing a fire, C, deliberately setting fire to the property, or D, damage from a burst pipe? The answer is C, deliberately setting fire to the property. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Intentional acts are often excluded because they involve deliberate actions by the policyholder, which insurers do not cover. This contrasts with accidental or unforeseen events, which are typically insurable. Which natural disaster is typically excluded from standard homeowners insurance policies? Is it A, hailstorm, B, earthquake, C, fire, or D, lightning? The answer is B, earthquake. Standard homeowners insurance policies usually exclude coverage for earthquakes, requiring a separate policy or endorsement for protection. A homeowner intentionally sets fire to their own property. How will their insurance policy likely respond? Is it A, the claim will be fully covered, B, the claim will be partially covered, C, the claim will be denied, or D, a claim will be investigated further? The answer is C, the claim will be denied. Insurance policies exclude coverage for intentional acts, so the claim for intentionally set fire damage would be denied. Policy conditions and insured's duties after loss. What is the primary duty of the insured after a loss occurs under a homeowner's policy? Is it A, repair the damage immediately, B, notify the insurer promptly, C, contact a lawyer, or D, file a police report? The answer is B, notify the insurer promptly. The insured must promptly notify the insurer of the loss. This is crucial for the insurer to begin the claims process and investigate the circumstances of the loss. Which of the following is typically excluded from coverage under a standard homeowner's policy? Is it A, flood damage, B, fire damage, C, theft, or D, windstorm damage? The answer is A, flood damage. Flood damage is commonly excluded from standard homeowners policies. Separate flood insurance is usually required to cover such events. Under a homeowner's policy, what is the insured required to do to protect the property after a loss? Is it A, ignore the damage until the insurer arrives, B, sell the damaged property, C, take reasonable steps to protect it from further damage, or D, wait for the insurer to assess the damage? The answer is C, take reasonable steps to protect it from further damage. The insured must take reasonable steps to protect the property from further damage, which helps mitigate the loss and prevent additional claims. After a storm damages her roof, Sarah delays notifying her insurer for 2 weeks. How might this delay affect her claim? Is it A, it will have no effect, B, it will expedite the claim, C, it will increase her coverage, or D, it may result in denial or reduction of the claim? The answer is D, it may result in denial or reduction of the claim. Delaying notification can lead to complications in the claims process, potentially resulting in denial or reduction of the claim due to late reporting. Which of the following is a condition that might void a homeowner's policy if not adhered to? Is it A, damage from earthquakes, B, failure to maintain the property, C, acts of war, or D, normal wear and tear? The answer is B, failure to maintain the property. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, the term void can be confused with exclusion. Failing to maintain the property can void the policy due to increased risk, unlike exclusions, which are specific non-covered events.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsey.
Endorsements and optional coverages. Common endorsements: scheduled property, inflation guard, water backup. What is the primary purpose of an inflation guard endorsement in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, to cover damages from inflation-related incidents, B, to automatically adjust coverage limits for inflation, C, to provide additional coverage for luxury items, or D, to reduce premiums during economic downturns? The answer is B, to automatically adjust coverage limits for inflation. An inflation guard endorsement automatically increases the coverage limits to keep pace with inflation, ensuring that the policyholder maintains adequate coverage over time. Which endorsement would you add to a homeowner's policy to specifically cover valuable jewelry? Is it A, scheduled property endorsement, B, water backup endorsement, C, inflation guard endorsement, or D, personal liability endorsement? The answer is A, scheduled property endorsement. A scheduled property endorsement is used to cover specific high-value items like jewelry, providing coverage beyond standard policy limits. What does a water backup endorsement typically cover in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, flood damage, B, water damage from rain, C, damage from water backing up through sewers, or D, damage from burst pipes? The answer is C, damage from water backing up through sewers. A water backup endorsement covers damage caused by water backing up through sewers or drains, which is not typically covered under standard policies. A homeowner notices their insurance coverage has increased without any changes to their policy. What endorsement might explain this automatic adjustment? Is it A, scheduled property endorsement, B, water backup endorsement, C, personal liability endorsement, or D, inflation guard endorsement? The answer is D, inflation guard endorsement. An inflation guard endorsement automatically adjusts coverage limits to account for inflation, ensuring the policyholder maintains adequate coverage. Which endorsement might a homeowner mistakenly believe covers flood damage due to its name? Is it A, scheduled property endorsement, B, water backup endorsement, C, inflation guard endorsement, or D, flood insurance endorsement? The answer is B, water backup endorsement. Why this question most seem a bit tricky. The term water backup might suggest coverage for all water-related incidents, but it specifically covers water backup from sewers or drains, not flooding. What is the main function of a scheduled property endorsement in a homeowner's insurance policy? Is it A, to provide coverage for flood damage, B, to insure specific valuable items for their full value, C, to increase the overall policy limit, or D, to cover additional living expenses? The answer is B, to insure specific valuable items for their full value. A scheduled property endorsement allows policyholders to specifically list and cover valuable items, ensuring they are insured for their full value. A homeowner experiences a sewer backup that causes damage to their basement. Which endorsement would likely cover this type of damage? Is it A, scheduled property endorsement, B, inflation guard endorsement, C, water backup endorsement, or D, flood insurance endorsement? The answer is C, water backup endorsement. A water backup endorsement typically covers damage caused by sewer or drain backups, which is not usually covered under standard homeowners policies.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, tips, and tricks. And don't forget to visit birdsey.ai for complimentary study sessions with Birdsey, your AI-powered study partner.